Hi, it's Rana, and today I have a little card slash mini book that I'm going to be sharing. And I actually did not come up with this template myself. This is an idea that I got from a YouTuber named or created by Gwen on YouTube. She had this video during a series that she did at Christmas time, and this was day 2, and the title of it was using ugly paper from your stash to make some Christmas cards and Christmas projects. So it's an accordion fold card. I am making it so that it will be able to hold some pictures. It's a going away to college little book, and it's for my niece, and I'm going to fill it with gift cards and give that to her on her at her party before she heads off to college. So I am using the Simple Stories Life in Bloom collection. It's a beautiful collection, and I have so much of it, so it is really making it difficult to go through here and pick what I want to use. So I'm going to go ahead and give you the measurements in case you want to make one of these yourself. The base of the card is 6.5 by 5 inches, and you saw me cut that out of a smooth white cardstock. I wanted the heavy 110-pound cardstock as the base because I know it needs to have, a pretty substantial weight to be able to hold up with all of the things I'm going to be putting in it. And then I just made that piece of pattern paper a tad smaller so that'll be my base. And that kind of gives you a little bit of extra sturdiness. And then this pink area here, it's double-sided, and I chose one of the more solid on both sides papers because I'm going to layer over it, and it needed to have more of a solid, or something that reads solid, base. And you make this a Z fold, and then the smallest part is what gets glued onto the card. So there, I have that figured out. The smallest part is there. It goes all the way over to that edge, and then it's going to open up like a Z. This little piece is also going to open up, and the size of that is supposed to be 4.5 by 5.5, and then you score it at 3. That is a 4 by 6 card. So it is a little bit larger. Normally when you score it at 3, there's going to be a smaller edge that's going to be the inside part. I just used what I had, and I liked this little pocket card. The Z fold, I don't know if I said this already, the measurements of that are 11 inches by 5.5 inches, and I will have those measurements down in the description box as well, so if you don't want to have to rewind this and write it down, you can do that. So the Z fold, you saw me put it down with 2 pieces of double-sided tear tape, and I did that so that is going to create a pocket. And I want several pockets in here because that's where I'm going to put my gift cards. I originally had this floral to be on the outside, and I love that floral, and it's so pretty, but the banner part wasn't going to work for me to be able to put something across the bottom and have tags inside. So I went ahead and put this on the inside, and then you'll see in a minute the banner part is going to be covered up. It's really cute, and I kind of picked it for, that's because it's a kind of a congratulations card, and I liked the little banner, but it wasn't going to work for this design, so it's going to be covered up. And I have several tags that I cut out ahead of time out of the sheet of all the tags from Simple Stories, and I love those tags, so there's going to be several of those in here. And then for that piece, you can see right there that I glued 2 of the black and white polka dots together to give it a little bit of extra sturdiness, because that's kind of how you open the little mini book up. So I wanted it to have a little bit more sturdiness, and I wanted the black polka dot to be what you see on the inside also when you flip that open, instead of those tickets. So I just went with using another little scrap. I apologize for the camera here. My phone died and I had to plug it in, and it's plugged in, and I keep bumping the cord and it keeps moving the camera. So that's going to be fixed here in a minute, but right now we're kind of crooked, and it's going to be bumped probably a couple more times and then it'll be fixed. So here I am using one of the foam stickers, and that's why I needed that to be, a little bit extra sturdy. So I doubled it up, and it is perfectly fine, to hold that foam sticker and be able to use that part to open it up. You also saw me put the ribbon underneath that, so that it's going to be able to close the book, because it's not going to stay closed if you don't. So I just added that little ribbon. On this little rounded ephemera piece, I also just did the edge so that I'm going to have an opening for a tag. So I have lots and lots of little areas where I can tuck these tags. And that's also, actually there'll be a tag in these, but there's also going to be gift cards in each of these too. So I wanted lots of pockets for that. So I find tags that I like for each of them. I like that pretty little gingham print on both sides there. The tags that I'm putting in the back pocket. This one says beautiful, and on the back side it says fabulous. And I like how that looks. I like the extra black for that middle tag, to go with the black polka dots that I'm using. So for this one, I decided it's the biggest space, and I wanted to do a frame where she'll be able to put pictures in. So I figure, on the tags and all of that, she'll be able to add pictures of friends that she makes and that kind of thing while she's away at school. So I made this I just die cut this frame out, and I also die cut the same frame on that thick white cardstock to give it a little bit of extra sturdiness, because right now I don't have a picture to put in it, so I'm just going to have it glued down on 3 sides where she'll be able to slide in a picture. So I'm still embellishing, and I find a couple, and I have so many embellishments with this collection that it's it's so hard to decide when you've got so many to choose from. So I have to look at everything, because that's just my nature. But I find this little tag that says shine bright, and then I find another one that says believe in yourself, and I thought both of those were really sweet and appropriate, so I'm going to add those in there for the pocket. There's also lots of little hearts, and I kept pulling them out, and then I don't think I ended up using any of them. And that little black tag is smaller. She wouldn't be able to put a picture on it or anything, but it would be a cute little embellishment, but I ended up not using it. It just has a camera on it, and it's real cute. But so that is the believe in yourself, and it's going to stay there. And then we have shine bright, which she will, because she's such a sweetheart. And then for the frame, I wasn't sure how that was going to work. I was afraid it was going to get messed up. So I'm going to go ahead and take some of that white cardstock, the 110-pound cardstock, and I'm going to go ahead and cut that out and glue it on 3 sides to the frame. And then I just wrote in there the size that she needs to print her picture. Not that she won't figure it out, and she'll have to figure it out for each of the tags or whatever when she's putting stuff on the tags, or if she just slides the photos in with the tags. When she has some printed, that's fine too. But I go ahead and glue that frame to it so that it's going to be good and sturdy. And then I'll glue that down to the book as well. And she'll just be able to tuck in from that side the picture that she wants to put in there. Now, I wasn't getting like enough definition, I didn't think, around these tags because they just blend so well with the background papers. So I'm taking my favorite black ink, which is a Gina K Designs black obsidian, I believe, and I ink up all the edges just with a little finger dauber here. I don't do a whole lot of that, but in this case, because I'm adding in a little bit of black, I love how the tags having that rubbed around the edges really made them stand out a little bit more. So I get all of those inked up, and I go ahead and flip them over and do the back sides as well. Especially like that one, that's so cute, and it would be so easy just to add a little picture to it, so she could have pictures on both sides. And this one is the one that says fabulous on one side and beautiful on the other. Also a great place to have a picture. And then I believe this one says soar. And I love that because that's a perfect little saying for going off to college, leaving home. You have to be careful when you're doing those little daubers, because sometimes some of the top, the little sponge top, will flake off, and when you're using that permanent black ink, you don't want it to flake off onto your project. So I wasn't very careful, but luckily mine, it did come off, so that worked out. And I'm just poking all of my holes, and I'm going to add some twine in each of the tags so they're easier to pull out, and just adds a little bit because, you know, we can't have any naked tags in here. So I'm really liking how that looks. I find a little piece of ephemera, and that says remember this. It's going to go above the frame there. Get that glued in. I think doing something like this as a gift is just so much more fun than just plain gift card, you know. So that's kind of why I chose to do it. I think she'll really appreciate it. I know she'll have lots of fun pictures, and so I thought this was a fun little gift to go along with the gift cards. So this is the back side of that Z fold, and I put a little floral bouquet there, and it says just be you. And then I put the frame, the little piece of white, just so that, you know, she knows that she can have a photo there. And I will also have a note written to her, a prayer for her in here too, just tucked in. I'm not going to write on any of these tags or anything. I'm just going to tuck it in, and that way she can, you know, either keep it or replace it with a photo. And then I just decided I thought it would be fun to use some of the branding strips, because there's so many fun colors and patterns here, and that would make a fun little background for that one, because the size that it is, you know, a photo will you know, cover up most of that anyway. So I just went with a cute little background with those branding strips, and that gets some of those out of my stash. And I'm liking how that looks. Just kind of back and forth to make a little pattern here. And I am going to rough up the edges of each one of those with my fingernail. Try to get them all cut off here. You have to be careful cutting because you don't want to accidentally cut through your ribbon, but the ribbon being secured by the tab on the front keeps it from getting lost. So because it's always attached now, and she'll always be able to close it. I had some magnet things, and I thought about using that too, but I wasn't sure. I mean, I like doing that, but I wasn't sure how I was going to get the magnet on there and have it hidden. So I just chose to use the ribbon idea. it would be cute with that too, but maybe next time. It's just hard when you're doing a Z-fold like this, because if you're going to use a magnet, it's going to have to be attached to the second layer. Well, then it can still open to the third layer, so it's a little bit harder to make a magnet work. And there's, I'm not going to keep that white picture on there, but I just wanted to kind of see what was going to show if she did put a photo there, so I would know where to embellish. The little sticker that I just put up there says documented, and I'm trying to find something to go right there in the center. I felt like it needed some little something there. There's a heart there now, and then I pull out a camera, and it's just not quite big enough. So I'm going to go through the sticker book several times and try and come up with an idea. And there's lots, and I haven't hardly used any of these yet. There's lots and lots of choices in here. But I go ahead and settle on this butterfly. And because I want the center where it's going to fold, because I don't want the fold not to fold properly, I don't want to put cardstock behind it right in the crease. So I'm putting some cardstock so that it's not sticky on the wings of the butterfly. You can see there. So that she'll still be able to slide her pictures under it, and then the butterfly will still go over top of the picture. But that the center, because it's just the thin weight of those kind of stickers, it will be able to fold, every time she opens and closes this book, because it's real thin. Now I put some foam on the back, but it was going to be too popped up when it gets closed up, so I just left that off, and just the cardstock is all that's going to keep it from sticking, and she'll still be able to slide her photos under there, and it'll work out just fine. They didn't really need to be popped up. So now I'm just adding this black twine to each of my bows, and I normally, when I add a bow to something, I always glue down the edges so that I can make it stay, and this twine is perfect. It really stays good when you kind of shape it, but I can't glue it down because it's a tag, so it's just gonna stay loose in there, and the bows might not look exactly the same after a lot of use, but they are cute little bows right now, so that's all I can control. So I'm going to go ahead and do those two as bows, and then for these last two in that, I'm just going to do the normal, just the normal, I don't know what you would call that, just little strings that come off the top, what I would normally put on a tag. I do bows every once in a while, but normally this is what I do, where you wrap it through and then tuck it under and pull it tight, and it just makes a little thing go up there. I had some freckled fawn puffy hearts, and I think I only ended up using one. They're also black, so I was continuing with my little pops of black here, but the only one I think I ended up keeping on here is the one that goes right by the little banner there that says amazing at the bottom of that circle ephemera. And that was it. Then I decided I had the two phrases on the other side, so I needed something on this little pocket, and I used a rub-on, which was perfect because it's getting a little bulky, and I want to make sure it will still fit in an envelope, so when I give it to her, it's in an envelope. So I didn't want to add too much more bulk. And all I have left, I think, is to add something to the front little thing at the bottom. I felt like it needed just one more little something. So I found a sticker off the sticker sheet that worked. And that is it. I have some still photos here at the end. And there they are. So you can see each of the pages as you open it up. And that's it for me for today. I appreciate you watching. I would love it if you would subscribe, and if you have any questions or comments, go ahead and leave those down below for me in the comments section. And again, I will add the dimensions to this and a link, if I can, to Gwen's video that she also did this. So thank you very much. Bye bye. Have a great day.